Hey everyone, it's BrowncoatNerd. Today we've got something a little bit different. We're going to be reviewing a Swiss helmet, or the civil shoots. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. That's the civil defense for the Swiss. This is their M18/46 helmet. Now, real quick, we're going to back up just a little bit. This is their M18 helmet. This is basically kind of the World War II era configuration with the updated finish on there. Originally during World War I, when these came out in 1918, surprise, surprise, these were painted just kind of a olive, drab, dark green color. I'm not sure if it was glossy or matte, but it was just kind of a flat finish or a smooth finish. And then they later updated these with black paint, and that actually has sawdust mixed in there that kind of gives it like this cast iron look. And there's several different variations of this helmet. They slightly change in size. This one is actually an original one that's been updated with new paint, and you can tell that because the headliner goes all the way around in the back. The newer ones did not have this one little section of headliner in there, and that's the easiest way to determine. There's other differences, of course. Namely like the angle that this is at. Like this is a little more pronounced angle than the later variations. I believe this comes out a little bit farther. But let's fast forward now to this guy. Let me get him out of the way. I came across this on Sportsman Guide. They were selling it for $35. And it just kind of caught my interest. I haven't really done any videos on Swiss stuff, but I'm actually kind of a big Swiss nut. And I looked around online and there wasn't really a whole lot of information about this. There are several pictures, and a lot of people are calling this a firefighter's helmet. And that's kind of true. So from my research, what I've done, if it's painted yellow, that is for the civil defense. It's kind of the civil defense color for the Swiss. And these came out in 1946, hence the name 18/46. These were a little bit different from the original ones in that they were made of kind of an aluminum material called duraluminum, or duralume, or something. Play on the word aluminum. So they're a lot lighter. They didn't really need as heavy duty of a helmet. Some of the stuff I've came across might kind of hints that the military may have even used this material on these helmets towards the end of their use. And as you can see here, though, the headliner is different from any of the other helmets, and that's just a real basic. There's no band going around it. They have these pads riveted directly to the helmet there. And it's just kind of a real basic headliner in there. But the firefighters did use this helmet. They just wouldn't have left it yellow. My understanding is most of them would have either painted it black or red. And I was looking around on YouTube, and there's literally no videos on this helmet whatsoever, other than one I came across, and his had actually been painted black. So I would assume that his was actually a firefighter's helmet. And I don't think, at first when I was watching the video, I was like, well, anyone could have painted that black. But the inside was painted really well. Like, they really took their time with it. And you could kind of see the yellow paint on the edge coming through. One thing I did notice, though, his had the older style kind of, I don't know if that's a vent rivet or whatever that purpose is. But his had that, and didn't have these multiple rivets for the headliner. As you can see, this has no rear vent rivet like the original M18s did. So I'm sure there's several different variations of these with the duraluminum material. But it just, caught my eye. I thought it was very unique. And there's not a whole lot of information on it right now. This might be kind of one of those things that ends up being, unique, oddball, maybe rare item, but it's kind of readily available now. I saw several people selling these on eBay as well. But I just thought it was really interesting. In any kind of Swiss collection, they definitely have a very unique helmet. You just kind of want to snatch it up. And side by side, you really can't tell the line differences I was talking about with the original design. Like this, I believe, comes out a little more than it does here. This is kind of toned down. It doesn't come out quite as much. And I mean, you really can't tell on the camera. Also on this one, I know some of the later models of this, on the M18, it kind of came up in the back a little bit. And this one looks like it kind of does. So this might be a copy of the, you know, very last redesign of the M18 shell. Just made of that different material. So pretty cool little unique item. Something you definitely, you know, if you have a Swiss collection. So I have a very small Swiss collection. So this is my Schmidt-Reuben 1911 rifle. It's made in 1917. This was the first rifle or surplus I ever had. So it kind of got me into the Swiss stuff. And if you're not familiar with the Swiss bolt-action rifles, the straight pull mechanism on them, they're just really smooth to operate. They're really fun. And they're really accurate, especially for the time that they were made. They're very high quality rifles. So going back to the helmet though, my understanding is this was used up until the 1990s with, you know, civil defense and firefighting departments. So they definitely got their use out of it. This particular one, from my understanding from the synthetic liner here, is from the 60s or 70s. That's what I read online. That's also describing that with the headline, you know, the reason being the headliner. And that's also how it's described on the Sportsman's Guide website, but you know, they don't always get everything correct. And I don't really say that's their fault. They deal with a lot of oddball surplus stuff, so things are bound to get mixed up. But like I said, this isn't really necessarily a firefighter helmet as is. I know a lot of people collect firefighter helmets. So if you came across one of these that was painted black or red, you know, there you go. Or if you wanted to, you can just paint one of these black or red yourself. Just wouldn't quite have that authenticity. But I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. If there's any other Swiss collectors out there, this is definitely kind of a unique item to get for your collection. It definitely, you know, pops out in any collection against all the dark wood and black metals and everything, and then bam, you got this bright yellow helmet. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay shiny.